My name is James.
And there he is.
I'm right there. I'm the new Disney bear. So, welcome, James. There we go.
Welcome, James.
I don't even know what a memoir is, so...
It's your life's accomplishments.
My
and,
life's...
Your life story, basically.
My life story. Okay. Howdy. I'm James.
He's the newest Disney bear.
I am playing a part in the Disney Bears. Giving you social media, recording, post-producing, making Brian laugh his hiney off like he is right now off camera. Are you okay, Brian? What are you laughing at? This is how we met. I have a good friend from high school named Clinty Bear. And then he was like, hey, by the way, we have a job offering at this place I work at called Oscar's Purity 3. We've got awesome seafood. You should come apply. And so I came over and I was like, hey there. I'm Clinty Bear's friend.
Clinty Bear?
Clinty Bear. Is he not considered a bear? I mean, he was in a live stream once, Clint.
No. That is not a bear.
Follows. He's a friend. He's a bear.
Well, I thought you meant... I see, said the blind man to the deaf woman.
I was taking some college classes at that time, and for the final presentation, I had to write a speech. And I had to get up in front of the classroom and present, and that was very painful. So instead, I asked the professor, I was like, hey, if I make a video presentation instead of give up and give an oral presentation, can I do that? And he was like, sure, that'll be grand. And then I did it, and it went smoothly. And then I did it for the next English class I had to present for, and then I took a cultural diversity class, and then they're like, okay, I give you bonus points because this is cool. And then I already made a few videos and experimented a little of my own on YouTube, so honing down my video production skills. And then I took a video production management class, and then I talked to Brian, I'm like, hey!
And then he drops out of school to come do this full time, pretty much.
Exactly that. To be honest, it could have been the Nike shoe wear, and I would be like, hey, I can help you make videos. There was only like 24 videos, and then 24 live streams. I was like, wow, he's like, live stream one week, video next week, live stream next, video.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, we've been consistently putting out like 2 to 3 videos a week, in addition to the live streams every other weekend, which we are getting around to doing it every weekend now, because...
Even if we're not there in Disneyland.
Yeah.
We're there right now, come on.
Now that I have full control over the Disney Bear social media sites, I went out and took the liberty to ask you guys, like, hey, do you need us to be in Disneyland the stream, or if we're at home in Arizona, is there interesting stuff that you'd still want to see us do? And it was like 85 to 15% yes to no. So it's like, okay, I guess we're gonna film at home. Sounds good. Originally, I was going to college for business management because I didn't know what I was doing. It's like, here, I am your parent. Thrust you into college. You have no choice. Ha ha ha. So I figured I'm going to college. I'm not sure why I'm here. I have no path. I have nothing I enjoy. It sucked the life out of me. It's like, if you're gonna have the life sucked out of you, you might as well make a bank load of money. So I was like, business management. After I found out, hey, this video creation thing is kind of fun. I'm decent at it. I was not like good by any stretch of the means, but my teachers had faith that like, oh wow, you're really good at this. I'm like, really? Okay. So I decided to continue on further, and for the next 2 years from then, I just experimented around, made some farting around videos, whatever, did a short little Magic the Gathering channel, which I still have. So 2 years of experimenting and playing around on YouTube, and I meet up with Brian, and I'm like, hey, you're doing YouTube? I want to do YouTube, and I can help you, because I have 2 years of experience. Oh, boy!
I was like, well, James, let's do some live streams. And he's like, live? Oh, yeah. I have a great a great following. I mean, our friends are so amazing on the live stream. It's so much fun. And they talk to us, and then we're like, okay, we're only going to go on for a half hour, an hour. What happens?
It goes all night. Originally, we decided because driving overnight, doing the thing, and then driving back home, and then working the next day sounded a very exhausting thing to do. I was like, okay, I'll go on one trip, and then we can evaluate how well we worked together, how hard it was to do or to not do, and then go from there. And then after that trip, we're like, oh yeah, this is good. It worked out well.
Yeah,
we had great ideas. We were able to make
both
videos.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you weren't working that entire whole time. Whereas I sit down and I do the thing I'm gonna do.
Okay, thumbnails
And
take
I'm
me like an
done.
hour, and you're like, oh, I need a new thumbnail. Oh, here it is. What do you mean, here it is? What, did you already have it? No,
I create
just made it right now.
thumbnails as
What?
we're walking to the park.
You are fast, and they're good.
Here's a really funny fun fact.
Oh, no.
Freshman year of high school, I hung out with that gangster, that hip, that smug, that clout crowd, and that's why you're like, we're driving the car, and you're like, oh, look at James listening to his gangster rap, and from that, when I saw freshman year, I was like, I want to. What are you doing?
Gangsta.
It's
Almost.
me.
He doesn't have his mask on yet, though, so he's not scaring anybody away yet.
I'm in a rodeo outfit. But
No, he's in the lumberjack outfit. Who are you kidding?
when I was a little teenager, I was like, I want to be a rapper when I get older. And I thought that was just a pipe dream because I didn't know how that worked. And now, knowing what I do now, I was like, oh yeah, I could definitely do that if I had the time and the motivation. But
You have the time and motivation to do this?
I can't do everything.
Well, you could have done that before you did this.
Could have done what before I did this?
Disney Bears. You could. I thought if you wanted to be a rapper, and you didn't have time. Well, if you weren't doing Disney Bears, you could have done it then.
If I wasn't doing Disney Bears, yeah. I've never told anybody this. When I would get up before work in the morning at literally midnight, because I worked from like midnight to 10 a.m., I would record a freestyle. And I did that for 34 mornings straight. So, back to back, I have 34 freestyles sitting on my computer.
And here's one of them.
No! We like to eat rocks and kickbox. I eat rots and I kick thoughts in the crotch. You know me, I'm the nasty homie. I love to eat bologna and pigs with toes. Those feet, I just want to roll meat in between all the nooks and crannies. I have not even listened to any of them because I'm like, oh, these are going to be so terrible and
He's gonna let me.
embarrassing.
He doesn't like.
You know,
he
I
doesn't
would
take compliments
love
well.
to.
He does not take compliments well, so I'm just gonna say it. He's really good. He's very entertaining. He makes me laugh all the time, and I just couldn't think of anybody else to have in the Disney Bears with you but him. And if it wasn't for him, I don't know where I'd be right now, actually. So this is for James. Thank you, James.
Magic the Gathering and Pokemon are my favorite games. I really like the YouTube channels Team 4 Star and Little Karibo. They make abridgment parodies of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dragon Ball Z. The content they make, I was like, hey, I know how to do what they're doing. It's gonna take a lot of time if I do it myself, but I could do a Disney version of what they do. I have a much bigger interest in people than I do in Disney, and that's the biggest motivation. To create a bunch of videos that people like and will want to watch. Where I was going, talking about Lil Karibo and Team 4 Star, was like, I would want to create a parody dub of Snow White or Bambi and just make it really funny and demonetized. We'd have to give out some kind of a sampler. Yes.
Sampler of prizes? What are we talking about?
Speaking of prizes, do you want to win a grand
Oh, I
prize?
can throw a bunch in front of the camera right now.
Whoever should guess my favorite color, you win a prize.
Green! Leprechaun!
You win green beans. Yay! Oh yeah, I was in Ireland. And that's why you often see me with a black Guinness hoodie with that heart, that beer. Because I went to Ireland for like a month with my family, and it was great. And that's where I learned to understand that when Brian does an Irish accent, that it's horribly culturally insensitive and wrong.
I do... Stop. They're not Irish accents. They're British. I'm Britishy. Well, I was talking about the pirate. Arr, mateys. There was a pirate ship. How is that Irish?
Oh, yeah. Since I've been getting a little bit more reign over the way the channel floats, I'm going to steer this boat like a pirate, because the Irish were part of the pirate thingies that happened. Yeah, the Ireland, the British came and was like, it's illegal for you to have jobs.
The British are coming.
You're disgusting. We don't want any of you to be alive. So they're like, it's illegal for the Irish people to have jobs. So a lot of the women in Ireland became whores. And the men migrated to America, and that's why there's
as stepchildren.
That's why there's a lot of Irish people in America.
Wait,
and they're also Catholic. That's the thing.
There's just a big bear dancing behind you. That's all.
Because that's random incident. Thank you for donating $2. Woo! And my favorite show is BoJack Horseman, because everybody has a favorite TV show, and BoJack Horseman is a very inappropriate show.
Inappropriate?
Oh yeah, it's
for
terrible.
Who?
Everybody. It's like, let's take one of the worst people you can possibly think of and play their story out in a way where you can't really seem to blame them for their actions, even though if you take a step back, you're like, oh my gosh, this person is absolutely terrible, and that's BoJack Horseman. As watching it, it's like, you don't really feel like a lot of the things that are happening are as a result of him. It's just like, he just plays an unhealthy way into the negative situation he's already in. I mentioned earlier about making the freestyles and wanting to be a rapper when I was little. My sister was like, hey, you should take choir. So I took choir, and then after the first year, they're like, hey, you're really good. You want to audition for Naya Voce, which was our school's top performing choir? And so I did. I qualified into the bass section because I have that deep car throttling voice. That was not the metaphor I was going to use.
No.
Once you're in Naya Voce, you have to alternate because it's 90-minute class periods. So every other day, I took theater instead, where I learned about acting and Shakespeare, and met all these dramatic people who taught me inner peace. Woo! Anyway, I am pumped to make more videos for you guys. Let us know whatever you want to see coming your way, and I will get around to scheduling that. Let's see. I really like to close on, like, catchy one-liners, like...
Oh, okay.
I should probably pull the baby out.